back. Charles Lucas standing by now with sports news.
Well, thanks, Amarachi. Welcome to Sports News. Super Eagles chief coach Stephen Keshi has confirmed that his final squad for next month's African Nations Championship will be released on December the 31st. Already, the Confederation of African Football has handed a deadline of January the 3rd for the submission of the team lists of all the participating countries. Nigeria will be participating for the first time in the tournament, specifically designed for African players plying their trades in the domestic leagues. After failing to qualify for the previous two editions, Nigeria will play Mali, Mozambique and host South Africa in Group A of the competition, built to start on January the 11th. In other internationals, Germany will take on Cameroon in a friendly on June the 1st, 2014 as part of their preparations for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. The three-time World Cup winners, who are to determine their opponents for their last pre-tournament friendly on June the 6th, are eager for a perfect run-up as they look to challenge for their first international title since Euro 1996. They will play Chile in Stuttgart on March the 5th before taking on Poland on May the 13th in their other determined friendlies next year. Germany have been drawn to face Ghana, the United States and Portugal in the group stage of next year's World Cup in Brazil. Well, in club soccer, Liverpool striker Luis Suarez has signed a new long-term contract with the club. Suarez, whose original deal was to expire in 2016, will earn around £160,000 until the end of the season and then £200,000 per week over the final 4 years of the contract. Suarez, who joined the Reds in January 2011, has scored 17 goals in 11 Premier League starts this season. Suarez's relationship with leading figures at Anfield has improved significantly since he attempted to force a move to Arsenal in the summer. And in motor racing, three-time Indy 500 winner Dario Franchitti says he tried to convince himself there was a way back from a career-ending head injury, but believes all roads led to a dead end and his racing days are over. He exited with few regrets, but admitted that if he could have one more race, it would be back at the famed Brickyard and the shot at a fourth Indy 500 title. Franchitti, who was married to actress Ashley Judd for more than a decade before they separated this year, won the Indy 500 in 2007, 2010 and 2012. That's it on Sports News. It's back to Amarachi with the rest of the news at 10.
Unveiling the new look of Guinness. Discover a colorful world of more.
The Society of London Theatre says the show continues as theatre doors will remain open despite the unfortunate incident of Thursday night. A scene of the Apollo Theatre collapsed during a sold-out performance with over 700 spectators, injuring about 80 people, with some still in hospital, though no lives were lost. Our correspondent Doris Okenwa visited the scene.
The morning after the unfortunate incident, the Apollo Theatre sealed off as security officials manned the premises. A probe has been launched to find out what caused the ceiling to give way as theatre lovers on Thursday night were being treated to the performance, A Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Thankfully, no loss of lives, but several injured and others badly shaken by the experience. Built in 1901, analysts have been crying wolf over the lack of maintenance of the Apollo and other theatres in London despite huge revenue. But the Society of London Theatres disagree, insisting in a statement that their safety inspections and certificates are up to date. While commiserating with the victims of this curious incident, the Society says other theatre doors will remain open and the show continues. And indeed, by nightfall, West End was alive with its usual entertainment-seeking crowd, and some of them agree they will keep walking through theatre doors regardless.
It's a building, an accident in a building. It can happen in any building. It can happen in your home, I suppose. I've got tickets for the 10th of January, and if it's still open, I intend to go.
I go to lots of shows, but I think we've got a problem in London where a lot of these buildings are listed buildings, and I think therefore the theatre owners use that as an excuse not to do any internal renovation. I think that's completely unacceptable.
Well, this is certainly a wake-up call on the need to manage old buildings and ensure that they are constantly maintained. Doris Okenwa, Channel Television News, London.
Well, he is a free man again. Russian ex-tycoon Mikhail Khodorkovsky has arrived in Germany hours after being pardoned by President Vladimir Putin and freed from a decade in jail. Russian prison officials say the 50-year-old had requested travel papers to see his sick mother there. Here's Cynthia Re with more.
To this, Mr. Khodorkovsky's father says he and his wife were still in Moscow but were planning to fly to Germany, where she has been treated in the past. Mr. Putin earlier said he had signed the pardon of the principles of humanity, and Mr. Khodorkovsky, who's aged 50, has been in custody for about a decade. The former head of the now defunct oil giant Yukos, who was once Russia's richest man, had been jailed for tax evasion and theft after funding opposition parties. Also today, it's rather unfortunate, but things seem to be slipping from bad to worse in South Sudan. The violence and unrest has escalated to the point that the U.S. President Barack Obama has warned that South Sudan is on the verge of a civil war. Finally, voters in Madagascar are taking part in a second round of a presidential election after October's round failed to produce an outright winner. The two frontrunners are allies of the island's main political rivals, incumbent President Andry Rajoelina and the man he ousted, Marc Ravalomanana, who were both barred from standing. And that's it for me. Those are the top stories on the foreign scene.
Castano Suzanne from the Dominican Republic has won the 2013 Exquisite Face of the Universe held in Lagos on Thursday. Mayowa Ogundele has details in entertainment news.
On entertainment news tonight, the battle for the coveted Exquisite Face of the Universe crown ended at a breathtaking event in Lagos on Thursday. The competition, which admitted 53 contestants from across the world, ended with no African in the top 3 bracket. Dominican Republic's Castano Suzanne took home the grand prize. Nigeria's representative Lydia Salami and Ghana's Gagakuma Emefa and some others, however, got consolation in winning some category prizes.